Now that Kamala Harris will be the new Democratic nominee, the right's inability to campaign against her is on full display. For example, when it came time for Fox Primetime to wage its inaugural and predictable attacks on Kamala, this is what they could muster.
Here's just one reason that voters seem to detest Kamala Harris. You decide.
Okay, so.
You are everyone here, right? We are special. You know,
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective?
No. I thought we were supposed to conserve things. I couldn't reconcile it. Now I can.
Yes, your giggling vice president.
A montage of her laughing. They had all day to find their most potent attack, and what they landed on was a montage of her laughing. When we say that they've got literally nothing, this is what we mean. Now, in fairness, it wasn't just a montage of her laughing, there was also this.
She wants to ban plastic straws. I love my plastic straw. I hate those paper straws. Anyway.
Plastic straws. Yeah, Republicans have no clue what the fuck to do here, do they? But oh, it gets worse, because then Kellyanne Conway chimed in.
She had disastrous staff turnover as vice president. I check it on the daily. Her public schedule, gentlemen, rarely has anything on it, or one or two things on it. She does not speak well. She does not work hard.
All right, so
she doesn't
Kellyanne,
inspire
let me
anyone.
ask you.
And she should not be the standard bearer for the party. Yes, sir.
So Kamala shouldn't be the Democratic nominee because she had high staff turnover, not like Kellyanne Conway's boss, Donald Trump, whose turnover was, and I hope you're ready for this, 92%. The guy lost 92% of his original hires. You know, the best people that Trump bragged about hiring, and yet the advisor for that guy thinks that she has a leg to stand on when it comes to staff retention. Kellyanne Conway out here in the world's most fragile glass house. Also, with Kellyanne saying that Kamala shouldn't be the standard bearer for the Democratic Party, I'm sorry, but who is Kellyanne to dictate who leads the Democratic Party? Did someone die and make this Republican sycophant the arbiter of what Democrats do? Perhaps she should focus on her own party, whose entire political identity is wrapped up in lying on behalf of a convicted felon, con man, and sexual abuser. Just, you know, for starters. Elise Stefanik then came out and tweeted, "Tomorrow I am introducing a resolution condemning Kamala Harris's role as Joe Biden's border czar, leading to the most catastrophic open border crisis in history. Biden's open border czar, Kamala Harris, and every elected Democrat owns this border crisis." I mean, it really is just sad at this point. Whoever said that there are no bad ideas clearly never spent a day with the Republican messengers. As if some lame messenger bill blaming the border on Kamala, who as VP dictates zero policy, is going to have any impact whatsoever. And what's worse, it was Donald Trump who prevented the border bill, negotiated by conservative Republican James Lankford, from actually getting passed. We would have a tougher border bill right now in place, but Republicans decided to block it. That's not on Joe Biden, who advocated for the bill. It's not on Democrats, who lined up behind the bill. It is on Republicans. They were just that desperate to preserve the border problems as a campaign issue, and that's exactly what they did. But what they didn't realize in doing so is that they would thereby own the problems at the border. So if Elise Stefanik is looking for the party to blame here, she might want to consult a mirror. And if you think all of this wasn't pathetic enough, then the Trump family took a swing. Here's Lara Trump.
We know what we're fighting for, and we have a candidate who has actually produced results for the American people.
Just for fun, let's go over those results. Donald Trump left office with a 6.3% unemployment rate, a net loss of 3 million jobs, including 150,000 manufacturing jobs, an economic contraction of 3.4%, and the highest murder rate in decades, and the worst response to COVID in the world. Meanwhile, Kamala's administration has added 16 million jobs, including 800,000 manufacturing jobs, overseen the lowest unemployment rate in half a century, presided over the strongest economy on earth, and brought the murder rate down a massive 25%, which is to say nothing of the legislative disparity. Donald Trump's sole legislative accomplishment was a tax cut for millionaires and billionaires. That's it. Biden and Harris's was the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the PACT Act, the CHIPS Act, the Infrastructure Law, the Gun Safety Law, reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act, codifying marriage equality into federal law, just to name a few. We've seen them prohibit junk fees at banks, cap insulin and inhalers at $35, ensure that airlines automatically reimburse passengers for canceled flights. All of these help regular Americans. The difference between these two administrations is night and day. So yeah, if Laura Trump wants to make this campaign a referendum on the results, be my guest. And then Trump's spokeswoman, Carolyn Leavitt, chimed in.
Democrats have proven to be the party of chaos, of confusion, of corruption, and of lies. The Republican Party and President Trump are leading a movement based on common sense of law and order, securing our border, bringing down the cost of living in this country. So our campaign every day between now and then will be out there bringing that winning message to every corner of this country.
I'm sorry, I thought I just heard Carolyn Leavitt claim that Republicans are the party of law and order when the Republican nominee for president is a convicted felon and the Democratic nominee for president is a prosecutor. The only thing more insane than that is if she had claimed that the Republicans are the party of a pluralistic, diverse society while running the guy who took out a full-page ad calling for the death penalty for the wrongly convicted black and Hispanic men who composed the Central Park Five. Whatever planet these Republicans are living on right now, it sure does seem untethered to reality. And of course, what bigger sycophant than Stephen Miller?
They held a primary. People, they had ballots. They filled out circles. They went to the voting booths. They spent money on advertisements. And as President Trump said, the Republican Party spent tens of millions of dollars running against Joe Biden. Now they just woke up one morning and said, never mind, we're canceling the entire primary. We're getting rid of our candidate, and we're pretending the election has never even happened, and we're going to let donors handpick a new nominee.
Sorry, are the Democrats supposed to care that Republicans spent tens of millions of dollars holding a convention that was predicated solely on attacking Joe Biden? Here's the thing. The primary is not over. The nominee isn't the nominee until the convention. Republicans had their convention. They nominated Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. The Democratic primary is on August 19th, where they will formally nominate Kamala and her VP pick. So I'm not sure why Democrats are supposed to feel bad that Republicans wasted their money, but frankly, that sounds like a them problem, not an us problem. Perhaps consider not predicating your entire political strategy on "that guy is old" next time, especially when it's now the Republicans who are saddled with the 78-year-old. How the tables have turned. And look, this is just the beginning. Over the coming days and weeks, Republicans will throw whatever they have at Kamala. But the fact is that if, after nearly 4 years of her as VP, the best they could do after a full day was a mashup of her laughing, it doesn't exactly suggest that they're swimming in attack ads. To harken back to Hannity, it's pretty clear by now that when it comes to Kamala, Republicans are just grasping at straws. I've got a really exciting announcement. I've written a book. It's called Shameless. This book explores how Republicans have exploited their historical branding while attacking our democracy, how the media has proven itself a willful participant, and how Democrats can learn from this to rebalance the political scales and save our democracy. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to write my own book, and so I'd like to ask you to pre-order it by clicking the link right here on the screen. And if you buy within this pre-order period, your book is going to come with a signed nameplate. As you know, I've never had a single sponsor on my channel. I don't ask for money or anything like that, but if you're looking for a way to support me, this is hands down the best way to do it. So again, follow the link right here on the screen, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for pre-ordering Shameless. And as always, make sure to subscribe to see more of my content.